News, and I think we could have looked at this domain in terms of journalism. But I think journalism is a boundary which we need to transcend. There's extraordinary value in journalism, yet if we think within the domains of journalism, I think that restricts us. So what we want to do is look at the flow of news and everything there. So first point is that everything, anywhere, whatever it is happening, we can get access to that. And we've seen, here in terms of some Periscope movies which are being taken. We have the Walter Scott being killed by a police officer on the bottom left, and so we're getting the film of that taken by somebody who was on the scene. All news, everything, everywhere, because we have recording devices, and this is just the beginning of what we have, means that anything, anywhere, whatever happens, that can be recorded and is available to us. So this means that we need to bring together professionals and amateurs in creating news. The capabilities of the professionals and news organizations have been well developed, extraordinarily powerful, yet that must be complemented by the people who, amongst other things, are being able to pick up the news on the way. Yet it's not just in those domains that we see those coming together. So in my most recent book, Getting Results from Crowds, so what I described the application to news and media. And this is just 12 domains where we see that professionals and amateurs together can be creating value. And so this is not just, certainly one part of it is just people on the spot being able to gather some video, which then becomes fodder for the news machine. Yet across every aspect of the news cycle, there is value from what can be done by crowds, value that can be created by amateurs, complementing professionals. So, what we're seeing reportedly, for example, what it does is to be able to take all of the social media streams, to be able to analyze, to filter, to verify, to validate, to be able to create great reporting of news, drawing on the people who are out there experiencing that, reporting on that, but with this layer of verification and validation. And I think there's an interesting analogy with what's happening in the news industry with what's happening with intelligence agencies, where in the past intelligence agencies had spies, basically, or people who were following information. Now that is blown out. Open source intelligence, or OSINT, as it is known in the industry, is about saying almost all the information that we need is actually available already from Google Earth, from people on the spot, from on the internet and forums on people reporting. So our role is to be able to find, to distill, and to bring together that information to something which is valuable, an extraordinary parallel to what is happening in the news industry. So in this domain, we're seeing this role of crowds on one level, and now the beginnings of automated journalism, where machines are starting to play a role. And firstly, in quite simple things such as sports reporting, financial company reports, and so on. But we're starting to see the boundaries of that progress a little bit further and further. So where we have got to today is a preface to what we will see moving forward. So when we're looking at how do we create content, and how do we create extraordinary content efficiently, there are professionals involved, there are crowds involved, and there are algorithms involved. So one of the unique possibilities for news organizations moving forward is to be able to say, well, how will we bring these together? How will we combine them? Yes, there will always be professionals involved. Yet, if we combine those with the ability to analyze data as it comes in, to be able to find talent in many people, and to be able to contribute to that, what are novel ways to bring these together where we can create extraordinary, effective news highly efficiently? And that's obviously a critical component in comparing that with revenue sources. Now, another domain is to be able to, I think, move beyond the boundaries. Most people think crowds, those are people who just do stuff and we don't pay them. Well, what happens if you did pay them? Now, these are not professionals. You don't need to pay them like journalists. But let's imagine that you would say, well, we're going to spend a certain amount of money, which is divided by among the people who have contributed to, be it copy editing or identification of news or validation techniques or fact checking. And maybe then to be able to say, well, actually, proportion of the profits or the revenues actually go out to the stream of people. From all of the millions and millions of people who are talented people who are contributing, they were far more likely to go to you than those who are expecting that to be given to them for free.